Welcome into Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Shaka Hislop and Danny Higginbotham with me. We start with a Manchester United question, Danny. Do you guys agree with Jules? Pogba is suffering because of average teammates and the circumstances at Man U. Shouldn't this so praised player carry the team instead of using excuses given by people like Jules?
No, it's a difficult one to answer that straight in. I think when he was signed, he was seen as, this player that can play box to box. Box to box midfielders don't exist now, so he's supposed to do the defensive and the attacking side. And to Pogba's defence, I would probably suggest that when he joined the club, he was probably told that he's going to be the first of many, many world-class players coming in through the door. That wasn't to be the case. I think Paul Pogba's got frustrated at times himself. I think Manchester United's supporters' biggest problem with Paul Pogba is that everybody knows what he's capable of, but it's just in getting that consistency. I'm hoping that when he gets back from injury and he's playing alongside Bruno Fernandes, then we'll see a different Paul Pogba, because in my opinion, I still believe that he is world-class, but it's very difficult for any individual player to, to run the show and to drag a team through when things aren't going so well.
He hasn't been great, has he, Shaq?
No, he hasn't. That's not his game. And to the question, I'm trying to look further than the people like Jules comment. What we saw from Paul Pogba at Juventus and with France is that he makes good teams better, but he's not the player that you build a team around, which is why he struggled at Manchester United. That's what they've tried to do, and it's not worked. But there's no doubt in my mind that, were he to move elsewhere, to Real Madrid as he'd been linked with, or go back to Juventus, or indeed, when he goes back with France, you'll see the best of Paul Pogba again. It's just who he is.
Maybe not the best person to ask this question to. It's a bit like asking Shaka about goalkeeping, but Danny will try it. What's the most important quality for a defender? Is it better to be fast, strong, or have a good tackle?
You manage to get a dig in every single show we do, so I'm totting them up, so it's all right. First and foremost, be a defender. Tony Pulis always used to say to us, do what it says on the tin. If you're a defender, you defend first and foremost. And I think that, unfortunately, what we've seen over recent years, you players like John Terry, you Vidic's, your Carragher's, they're starting to go out of the game now, and it's all about, can you get the ball and can you pass it 50, 60 yards and take it out of defence. I'm still all about defender first and foremost, and anything else on top of that is a real bonus.
Which decade of the Premier League has been the best in terms of quality of both players and level of football? The 90s, the noughties, or the 2010s? Let's go to you, Danny.
I'm going to go with the noughties. I just think there was, you look at the rivalries, in particular, Manchester United and Arsenal. Chelsea then had their run. Manchester City came into it. And we've had some absolutely phenomenal players in that time as well. Henry, we know he was there in the 90s as well, but he came in he was there in the 2000s. Ronaldo, Drogba. So yeah, I'm going to go for the noughties. Definitely, there was some sensational players and outstanding teams.
Shaka?
Agreed. I thought the noughties is the best of the decade. When you look at the early part of the decade with the Manchester United, Arsenal at their absolute best, going undefeated. And then to finish off the decade where you had United again winning the Champions League and doing the double with Ronaldo before he moved to Spain. I think as a decade, none of the others can stand up to that one.
Shaka, who is the better goalkeeper? Lehmann, Van der Sar, or Schmeichel?
What kind of question is that? Schmeichel's the best Premier League goalkeeper of all time. So that's easy. I thought Schmeichel, again, for me, best the Premier League has ever seen. Van der Sar, I did this recently. I think I had him in a third. Was it? Lehmann was good, but I don't think he's up in that category.
Danny, which was the most physical team that you played against?
Leicester City were a physical team, early 2000s, but then I'd say the Bolton Wanderers team as well. We used to have some really good physical battles with them, and obviously I was part of the physical team as well. So Bolton and Leicester, in my opinion, at different periods, but yeah, they knew how to scrap. and then try and get out the other end with themselves with set pieces or a little bit of magic for certain individuals.
Here we go then, Shaka. Get ready for this one.
What do you want? What?
Shaka.
Go on. Yes.
What is the weirdest fan interaction you've had during your career?
I say we because I'm going to throw everybody in on this. We've been asked to sign exposed body parts. Let's just leave it at that. It's a family show. But that probably as weird an interaction as unsettling an interaction as I've had that I can remember or I'll speak about.
You were asked, Shaka, did you sign said body part?
I signed with only touching the pen. I only touch the pen. Let's just leave it at that.
Danny, what about you?
What about me? What about me?
What's the weirdest fan interaction you've had?
Some of the weirdest ones, like you'd be going to the toilet and you'd be stood there, obviously having a pee, and then someone would just come up talking to you, and they talk to you for like 2 or 3 minutes. You're like, I've finished now. I just want to go. I want to wash my hands and go out. And you get cornered, and you're just stuck there, and it's just like it's really bizarre and really weird. They'll just keep talking to you, and then sometimes support will come and interact, and obviously you've just had a pee, and then you want to shake your hand before you've even washed it.
I want to say so many things, but I want to keep my job, so I'm not going to say anything. Right. Final question.
I'm already in trouble.
I've lost it. I'm all flustered. Okay, Shaka. Craig failed to do it, but can you correctly spell Danny's surname?
Higginbotham.
You said it far too quickly, Danny. I don't think you got it right, did he?
No, it wasn't right. But do you know what? To Shaka's defence, that's how my name gets pronounced, Higginbotham. If you pronounced it how it's spelled, then it'd be Higginbotham. But it's not a posh name, so don't try and make it posh.
Oh, it's a TH.
Darling, I like Higginbotham.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. No. It's like Mrs. Bouquet.
No one knows who Mrs. Bouquet is, Danny.
Well, it was spelled bucket, wasn't it? But I'm just trying to give the interpretation of it.
That is it. Thank you very much to Shaq. Shaka's got his pen in hand, ready to wander around the streets of Boston. That's it. Thanks for Danny. Have a lovely weekend. We'll be back soon. Till then, bye-bye. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.